This morning, a video surfaced on Facebook that sent shockwaves across the island nation. In that video, Colonel Michel Richard Irine, a commanding figure within the Madagascar military, made a bold and unprecedented appeal. Speaking directly to the soldiers, police officers, and gendarmes of Madagascar, the colonel urged them to disobey their superiors and instead unite with the Madagascar people. With a firm tone and unwavering conviction, he declared, and I quote, "This is the time for us to take our responsibilities to save the country. Soldiers, police, gendarmes, let's unite, prevent planes from leaving the territory, and for those who are not going to join us here at the camp, do not accept the orders of the chiefs to shoot your friends. Close your gate. Do not listen to the orders of the chiefs, but wait for our instructions." Those words ignited a sense of urgency, tension, and hope all at once. Within hours, the streets of Antananarivo, the capital, began to fill with protesters. They poured out from their homes and businesses, chanting slogans of freedom, some waving national flags, others shouting words of gratitude toward the military. A large segment of the Madagascar population saw this as a moment of deliverance, a return of the military's loyalty to the people rather than to political power. By early afternoon, the situation took an even more dramatic turn. Colonel Michel Richard Irine, surrounded by cheering crowds, was seen meeting General Rakoton, the chief of staff of the Madagascar army. The meeting was cordial on the surface, smiles were exchanged, but beneath those smiles, analysts say, lay the heavy weight of history and political tension. Standing before the cameras, Colonel Irine addressed growing rumors that his actions were part of an organized coup. He dismissed the claims, saying firmly that this is not a coup d'état. Instead, he described his move as a response to what he called the call of the people. He explained that after the gendarmerie had reportedly repressed demonstrations earlier this week, his unit, the CAPSAT, decided it could no longer stand idle. In his own words, "We are trying to show the Madagascar people that the army exists. We respond to their solicitation, to their call." But this statement triggered strong memories of the past. Many Madagascar citizens still recall the events of 2009, when the same military unit, the CAPSAT, rallied behind Andry Rajoelina, who at the time led an uprising that forced then-President Marc Ravalomanana out of power. That crisis ended in what was widely recognized as a military-backed coup. Now, history seems to repeat. Though Colonel Irine insists that this is not a repeat of 2009, the similarities are hard to ignore. The same unit, the same capital, and once again, a deep divide between the government and the people. Political analysts warn that the colonel's call could either represent a new beginning for the nation, a step toward a people-centered leadership, or, conversely, plunge the country into yet another cycle of instability if the situation escalates further. To understand what drives this latest surge of unrest, we need to look at the deeper context. Madagascar, despite its natural wealth and vibrant culture, has long struggled with political instability, poverty, and corruption. For years, frustration has been simmering among citizens who feel alienated by the country's political elite. Many accuse the current administration of failing to address rising costs of living, unemployment, and widespread inequality. Colonel Irine's call, therefore, tapped into something much larger than a dispute within the ranks. It resonated with a public that has felt voiceless for too long. For many, his message wasn't merely a call for military action. It was a cry for justice. However, there's a fine line between hope and anarchy. When the military intervenes in political matters, the balance of democracy can be easily disrupted. History across Africa shows that such moments, though born from noble intentions, can spiral into long-term instability if not carefully managed. The government has yet to issue a formal statement in response to Colonel Irine's viral video. The silence has only added to the uncertainty. Rumors circulate of emergency meetings within the presidential palace and possible deployment of loyalist forces to restore order. Meanwhile, social media remains ablaze with videos and live streams from citizens, some celebrating, others pleading for peace. The nation's communication networks have reportedly slowed in certain areas, fueling speculation that authorities might move to restrict online access. In Antananarivo, residents are bracing for what tomorrow may bring. The next few days will define whether this movement becomes a turning point toward renewal or a repetition of past turmoil. One can only hope that dialogue and restraint prevail, and that Madagascar finds peace in the courage of its people, not in the sound of its streets. Thank you for staying with us as we follow this developing story from Madagascar. If you found this report insightful, don't forget to subscribe to Pulse of Africa for more updates and in-depth reporting from across the continent. Like this video, share it with others, and join the conversation in the comments below.